Something that happens. A lot of white people when they are confronted about racism or how they feel about racism, the first thing they say, "I'm not white." And I always noticed that. That always tripped me out. They were like, "I'm not white, bro. I'm Native American, or I'm Irish, or I'm this." Well, that's just different cultures. And you
Like
know
I
what I'm
said,
saying? In my head, they be like, "Well, I'm not, bro. I'm from London. I'm from Ukraine. I'm from. That's just another culture of white, dude. You're pretty much white. So why do is I think a lot of people white. Well, I'm just gonna give my thought first. I think a lot of people, white people, say they're not concerned about racism because they're scared. They're scared to speak out. They're scared. Um, and two, a lot of it I think is a little subliminal programming too on their part. But I think that they know it exists. They don't want to acknowledge it because they're ashamed. I think ashamed of it. For one, I think they are ashamed of it. For two, I think that they're not only ashamed of it, but they benefit from it. A lot of them, because they even though they're ashamed, like man, that's fucked up. They benefit from it, and so I think with them, this kind of like when they're around a group of people who are black and they say, "Oh well, man, I'm white, but I'm Armenian, man, or I'm a fucking French dude.
yeah,
You
yeah.
what?" So it's like
Claiming
I just think it's because they scared, and then a lot of them benefit from it, but a lot of them would just be scared. I think what y'all think.
I think it's a really adaptive thing. Like you're trying to use something to feel like I had to struggle too, or something, or just to trying to relate to that person.
Mm, that's good.
yeah, man, just to try to get away from having to feel that white guilt, just claiming the off-white card, like Italians, you get that a lot in the Italian community
Yeah.
where, they don't claim to be white. Well, in all factuality, they close to African as any other race.
Well, yeah, all races, we all come from Africa. We all got everybody
Yeah,
got a
but
strand of African
you
DNA.
know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, but I know you're right. You actually said that's true in that community. They always say, "Well, I know, right?" I got a bunch of Italian friends to say that, and I'd be like, "You white?"
Yeah, yeah. Or not to ruin your day, but you ain't
Right?
black.
Exactly. Culturally, all you have to ask culturally, or when you put down on paperwork, you put Caucasian. You don't put Italian when it says black, white,
Oh shit, bro. I'll be right back.
Asian. You put Caucasian. So I think that yeah, man. What do you think? You said you said you just you think that
Oh,
they what you
yeah, that's just that's just a crazy question. The question is just I
has that
would
ever happened to you?
actually no, because really, I definitely understand though, because who would want to be part of that group and sort of like, oh, I'm racist, and
Mm-hmm.
most people they would say, oh, I have Spanish blood in my family or something like that. Just
Right.
something to kind of get that bond together. Like I understand. Like
Mm-hmm. That's why a lot of them say they Native American. $5 Indians, Dawes rolls. I'm Native
He said
American. Man, you is not Native
$5.
American. Your
No, you
ancestors
ain't say
paid
$5.
$5
He
to
said
be on the Dawes rolls. You a $5 Indian.
$5.
And now you know what? It's funny. I be watching. I watch Brother Tariq a lot and stuff. It's funny now that they people feeling like we about to get reparations. You starting to get $5 FBAs. It was like white people calling up saying, you know what? My great grandmother was black.
Oh.
So the reason they doing that is because they feel they want to get a piece of the money. But like he was saying, you have to have claimed on the census for the last 10 years that you was black. You can't just come in and say I got a black. My great grandmama was black. I'm getting reparations due, right? No, hell no. You have to identify yourself as a black person for at least 10 years, and I think that's fair. What y'all think?
that's fair. I was
You know what
wondering
I'm
how they
saying?
would, whenever that does happen somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully in my lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
But when it happens, like how would they identify who is who and how would
Right.
it work?
Right. So I mean that's fair. If you claim you on the last 10 years of the census, you've been always identifying yourself as black on everything, you know what I'm saying? You should get it. You know, of course you can trace your roots back to the 1870 census or one of those, census showing your people slaves, whatever, ancestry.com, y'all. But yeah, you can't just come in after being putting white on your shit for years and all of a sudden, well, my great great grandmama was black.
Yeah, yeah.
I want some of that money too. Nah, I don't work like that, Playboy. So
It's gonna happen.
um, yeah, man, that's what you're trying. We shutting that down though, by talking about it and the things we doing and shedding information and light on it. But another question we had, we're gonna last question. We out of here, y'all. It says, what is this question they got? Oh,
Mm.
oh, here it is.
Oh man,
No, this is not. This is another
I
question
was
for
say we
us.
digging deep today.
This is a question for us. Do you think some of the things you aspired to, that were pre-programmed in you, made life better for you? So, like, some of the things, as far as like, do you think, like, we all been programmed in some way, subliminally, watching TV, certain things, being consumers, subliminally made to
Well,
buy
shit.
this,
I
do
mean,
that.
as a child with two parents in the house, of course.
Yeah, yeah. But you think some of the things you aspired to were pre-programmed in you, or do you think you like kind of pick those things on your own?
Well, me personally, I was like given the freedom to explore, but the pre-programmed part for me was the part of the way to move around in mixed society, and that shit did lead me to have a better life because I can pretty much get by in any type setting. And
Mhm.
I know that comes from being hard coded with what not to do in front
Mhm.
of different types of people. You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. But do you think, had you not grew up where you grew up, or what about you? See, hold on, before I get to that, what did you think? See, I
No,
want to
no,
get
go ahead, go ahead, because I'm still thinking about that right
okay.
there.
Do you think had you not grew up where you grew up or seen the things you've seen, like, I'm just saying the path you've taken in life, do you think a lot of have you looked back on your life and said, well, you know what? A lot of the things I picked, maybe was that just a societal pre-program, like get married, go to college, do this, do that, or is
Well,
that something
I
was that
mean,
something that you picked?
yeah. Well, I mean, I know I check a lot of the boxes for what the mainstream vision of life would be, but
Yeah, yeah.
I don't feel like I was totally pre-programmed. Like to be basically a failed jazz musician. That's at the end of the day what I am, and I don't think they pre-programmed me to do that.
Hmm. Okay, all right. What you think? So what you think? See, so do you think? Okay, now after you answer that, now remember the question is, you think some of the things that were pre-programmed in you, because all of us got something pre-programming in us. You can't help it because you're a sponge. You know what I'm saying? When you're born,
Yeah.
do you think a lot of some of those things made you better, your life better, or did it make your life worse?
It's kind of both, man. Because sometimes when you think about some of the things that are pre-programmed, that you like be this type of person, like try and be an A student and all that, you kind of rebel against that
Mm-hmm.
stuff a little bit, and you kind of go the other way, and then but it kind of brings you back because you have some of this stuff pre-programmed in you, like, okay, this is not where I'm supposed to be in life, and I need to get back there. And they, like you were saying, like, oh, I should be married, I should have children, I should have
Mm-hmm.
this, and I should be a father and so forth. Because I'm gonna be honest, like, I when I had my first child, I went against everything that you would say would be pre-programmed. I had a child out of wedlock, and I wasn't being the best father.
Oh yeah, I
So,
missed that one. Yeah.
that I kind of agree. So, but it made me
Mm-hmm.
come back though, because I was like, I had people around me. I was like, oh, being a father, and I'm like, okay, I need to get on my shit.
Yeah, hey,
Okay.
hey, I'd like to change my answer just a little bit. Just hearing something that C said. Yeah, I was kind of pre-programmed as far as like the having a kid out of wedlock game. Like religion was like
Mm-hmm.
one of the main two pillars of my growth. Well, three pillars. You got school, you got parents, you got church. You know, And a lot of the religious stuff, like as far as like fearing God and fearing consequence, is what got me through life
Yeah.
without being incarcerated.
That's real. I was raised. Most of us was raised in the church, and those consequences you think about in your head.
Yeah.
Those you
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
man, I can't do that.
I didn't think about it from that direction. Yeah.
Now back to see. Now he said, like the good pre-programmer, he rebelled and did his own thing. But did we have? Because we all grew up in the '90s era hip hop, in the late '80s, early, late '80s. We start late '80s up to the '90s hip hop, and it was some good messages early. Then it was some bad messages. So do you
Yeah.
think the bad messages, like what I'm saying, we put in our, we got in our heads from listening to so much that music, like like fuck, take care of little kids, like a bitch, all that kind of shit. You think that? So it's kind of both. Y'all both think it's like both. It's like it's good. Some of the pre-programmed stuff that's good that your family put in you, like your grandmama and stuff. Go to church. Your parents go to church. Do right. Then you got the other side, the society side, that's pre-programmed you with bullshit. So is it just it's a balancing act? You think more so?
Well, kind of, yeah, yeah. Because me and my brothers, we were grown. We were raised to be individuals, but don't be disruptive.
Okay. See what you think?
I kind of agree with you because some of that music is culture,
Yeah.
and it's people there expressing that, and you kind of adapt to that lifestyle of the what you're hearing, and that people around you are doing the same thing. So you start moving in that direction. So
Mm-hmm.
if you start going in that direction, I mean, you in the back of your head, you know what you're supposed to be doing and what's right and wrong.
Right.
And then when you start getting away from those people that are your foundation, basically, then
Mm-hmm.
that's when you start fucking up and going to jail and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you said that, because I think for our viewers, make sure you go through your life, man. Think about your life, question your programming. Make sure are you just going off something that somebody said because everybody in your family did this, so you doing it, or are you living your own life for your own self? Like everybody in my family rob niggas. That don't mean you got to do the shit, or are you just doing the shit because it's all you seen, or
You
you
said
don't,
trappers and shit.
right. I mean, it don't have to be that extreme. It could be something as small as just your dealings and relationships with women. You know what I'm saying? Like you seen certain things, and I'm not saying not bad. Not saying like, oh yeah, I see my daddy cheat. That's why I cheat. No, I ain't going there. I'm saying it could be something as small as, well, I know that my daddy always did all the cooking, and my mama, did all the cleaning. So when you get in your relationship, you expect her to do the same shit, because you've been programmed to think maybe that's normal. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I just think that we all should question certain things in our life and look at things in our life. And questioning it isn't a bad thing, because you can learn a lot from questioning things, about yourself, and your makeup. Damn, why? Because sometimes I look back at my life like, damn, why did I do that shit? You know what I'm saying? Was I just falling in with the times or falling in with this? And now, I'm at an older age and I'm more mature, so I look at it. Nah, I wouldn't do this or that. Like, as when
Yeah,
you're
like
younger, you're like,
like blindly buying into tradition. Tradition.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's something I think that our viewers should think about. Challenge your life, challenge yourself, think deeper, dig deeper. You know what I'm saying?
You
Look at the
gotta dig.
programming because of your life. Like, you could be programmed because just a lot of blindless stuff we do. I mean, it could be extremist politics too. Like, you could be like, let's say if all your people, like almost black people, well, we all always voted Democrat. That's all we know. But then when you ask the older people why they voted Democrat, most of the motherfuckers can't tell you. They it's just what we do. So you have to look and think
Yep.
and like, okay, is this serving a purpose for me? What's the benefit of me doing this? Why am I doing this? So we always got to look at the what and why. And just a moment on Weekend High to get philosophical and think deeper. We are glad you enjoyed the show. It's been a great show. I'm glad to have my brothers. These brothers are my brothers, man. I'm glad to have my brothers by my side through this crazy ride through these YouTube streets. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure
But
you check out our clothing. Shout out to all our watchers and our viewers. One special viewer who said, you know what I'm saying, when I said the about the clothing thing, remember the 30% that shit is over with. That was the month. But because we're a great team, you know, we're gonna get her straight. We're gonna make sure she get that because she did reach out. So we're gonna do right by that. But remember, you know, when I drop these, y'all gotta be on them quick. You know what I'm saying? Quick, easy come, easy go. But we thank you. We definitely thank you for your viewership. We thank you for your likes, your comments. Even if they ain't comments that we like, shit, I thank you for your comments because you just expressing yourself. So,
gotta take the bad with the good, you know.
Hell yeah, yeah. So make sure y'all like and subscribe. Make sure y'all mess with us. We'll be back at y'all next week. We like I said, we always got interviews coming up. You know, we kind of staggering it out. It's the start of the year. So make sure you listen out. We on Facebook as well. You know what I'm saying? If you see a little notification, some of y'all who are my Facebook friends, y'all see it, go ahead and like that and or watch it. You know what I'm saying? Because a like don't cost you shit. That's all I'm saying, y'all.
That's
y'all
right.
Y'all can subscribe. I think we get pretty good content and entertaining. If not, then shit. Well, you know, fuck with us anyway.
We'll work on
it.
So we're working on it, right? We'll work on it, man. We love y'all, man. Peace out. Shout out to all our family. Shout out to all our family and friends that watch. We appreciate y'all support. You know, shout out to my auntie. Sorry that we curse so much, auntie, but we're gonna get it right.
Sorry,
you know, we working on it. Yeah, we sorry, but we
We
love y'all.
sorry.
Peace out.
Let's go sleep in that Target, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.